Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Maxine, and if you're a returning viewer and subscriber, welcome, big up yourself and welcome back. Guys, I want us to talk about something. Come back, we talk about it as Black people. Why is it we spend so much on unnecessary things? And it's been on my mind for a long time, but now we are going to talk about it.
Why do Black people put so much money on their backs instead of in the bank? I recently read a statistic that said Blacks and Hispanics spend up to 30% more than whites with comparable incomes on visible goods like cars, clothes, jewelry, etc. Which got me to thinking, why do we as Black people spend so much? Quick story. After college, I was fortunate enough to be drafted by the New York Giants in the NFL. During my very short stint with the Giants, I noticed something quite interesting. Most of the Black players had luxury cars, Benzes, Beamers, Porsches, but most of the white players had regular cars, like pickup trucks, even before they were cool. And some of them just had regular American sedans. So why did I, and so many guys who look like me, have such a strong desire to spend our money on luxury, depreciating, flashy items? There are numerous reasons why, but I want to highlight three. First is our history. We were all first-generation wealth, and we just weren't used to having that kind of money.
Guys, this is true. This is so true. And I have seen this over and over again. You've got somebody, they were living quite minimalistically because they didn't have any money. And they qualify themselves and they get in a better position. And all of a sudden, the whole world's got to know about all the things that you can own materialistically. But for what?
Unfortunately, Black people's brains have been hardwired where we connect happiness to spending. We have to disconnect the wire in our brain from happiness and spending and take it from happiness to saving and happiness to investing. Do you know that rich people stay rich because they pretend to be poor? And poor people stay poor because they pretend to be rich. We spend money. We literally are trying to buy respect, and we go broke trying to look rich. So when the math is done, I was talking to a brother in our barbershop one day, and I was telling him that when you have enough on the inside, you don't need the stuff on the outside to make you feel like you are something. And the brother, look, he verified the position. He said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. Me and my guys was out. We went to out of town, and we was on our way to go to the club. And whenever we started getting dressed, my partner realized that he had left his jewelry. And the minute that he seen that he didn't have his jewelry, I noticed that he got sad. And he didn't even go with us. Next day, I went down to the counter at the hotel room, and he was opening up a package. He had somebody overnight his jewelry to them. And when he grabbed the jewelry out, he took his watch, his chain, and put it on and told me, hey, I'm back. But he never went nowhere. Problem is that he felt a sense of worth from what he put on the outside of himself. But the real sense of worth doesn't come from the jewel you put on your finger, your wrist, or your necklace. The real sense of worth comes from the jewel you put in your mind with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, discipline, and character. So that we got it all twisted, and just like you, we had our brains hardwired improperly where we connected the wire from happiness to spending instead of to saving and investing. And unfortunately, we have outsourced our happiness. We're looking for happiness to come from other people and other things in the outside material world, when the truth is happiness is an inside job.
This is so true. It doesn't matter how much money you have in this entire world. If you're not happy from the inside, none of it makes sense. None of it. You can buy things, you can buy people, you can travel, you can do this and that, and you can search the whole world for happiness. If you are not happy from within, none of it makes any sense. So when I first came to the UK, I joined the army, and I was posted to Germany and Northern Ireland mainly. And I was always around loads of people, but I was just never happy because I felt like I was homesick for most of the time that I was in the army. And all I wanted to be around was my family, because I grew up with my mother, my father, and my brothers. And all of a sudden I found myself in a strange country, and I was on my own. And I had money. I could have traveled anywhere. I could have done whatever I wanted to do. But It doesn't matter how many pairs of jeans I bought, how much perfume, how often I did my hair, how often I just traveled here, there, and everywhere. All I wanted was the experience of being at home in my house that I grew up in Jamaica, just sitting on my veranda with my mother, chatting, laughing, in the kitchen, cooking. And I remember one time I was in Jamaica and I had a special pair of jeans that I really like to wear. I just like it because I thought it fit well. If I lost weight, it still looked good. And if I gained weight, it still looked good. And I remember I used to take that pair of jeans to Jamaica over and over, year after year after year, because it just fit well, you know? And I remember one time I went back to Jamaica and I had these jeans. And I've got a cousin in Jamaica. And she said to me, didn't you bring this pair of jeans to Jamaica last year? You cannot come to Jamaica and be wearing the same thing over and over again. And I was like, what? I was like, how do you mean I can't wear the same pair of jeans in Jamaica over and over again? First of all, they're my jeans. And to be honest, I don't care. I don't care anything about material things because I could be in some nightie as long as I was in my house with my mother chatting and laughing. But while I was focusing on just spending time with my family, she was busy thinking that I did not look the part that I was supposed to look. I mean, I didn't look worse than anybody else, but her issue was, how dare you be in a foreign country and come to Jamaica with the same pair of jeans for 2 consecutive years, as if I came to Jamaica with a different body, so therefore I should have different clothes. I was in Jamaica, it was my body and it was my jeans. And if I wanted to take that jeans to Jamaica on 100 trips, that's what I was going to do. Actually, I did. But it was such a concern to her because she's saying that people have seen me in that jeans already and they know that I'm coming from abroad. So why would I wear the same jeans for 2 consecutive years? Anyway, let's move on to the next story.
I told me like, yo, broke people spend before they get it. Rich people spend after they get it. You know what I'm saying? Like you spend, a lot of people with the mind frame of being poor, you spend as soon as you get it.
Yeah, and we want to look like we got it too, though.
Yeah, hell yeah. And it's a process behind the scenes. Like, if you watch social media, if you see me, I do it for the simple fact of when I seen Allen Iverson in a Rolls Royce in my neighborhood, it changed me because I never seen a young black man come through like in luxury. So it made me want more, standing on the corner seeing failure every day. It looked like I just seen success ride by me, and that motivated me to not want to be normal. So when I do it on Instagram, I try to like just touch the people they call it lower class. We got like extreme lower class with people like sleeping on the floor, living in public housing, WIC checks and shit like that. I'll be wanting to show them that it's more into life just than your neighborhood, and you can achieve and be successful on the road to success.
If you did not know how racist America was, and you went to Black Twitter, Black Instagram, Black TikTok, Black
Nothing
YouTube,
important there.
could you tell?
No.
Don't it look like we live in the best times of our lives?
Absolutely.
Because black people are like overgrown children. What do children do? They spend their money on the things that they like.
Right.
And they beg their parents for the things that they need. Is that not black America? $2 billion on Air Jordans every year.
You're right.
$4 billion on liquor, $30 billion on hair and beauty, nearly $1 billion on chicken, turkey, beef, and pork, multiple billion on video games, multiple million on children's cologne. Children's cologne. Check this out. We spend
I didn't
about
even know they had that. Like,
we spend about $21 million on children's cologne a year.
wow.
What the fuck is children cologne?
You know, baby Polo, baby Versace.
Oh,
They got children's
okay.
cologne. But half the black boys in America in 4th grade can't read on their grade level.
That's a fact.
Half the black boys in America in the 8th grade can't read on their grade level. But we
Definitely.
spending $21 million on cologne.
Study the economic behavior of black people since emancipation. You will see that our spending behavior is not motivated by needs nor desires. They are motivated by emotions. Black people spend to feel better, and black people spend to outdo other black people. I think Will Smith said it best. Will Smith said black people spend too much money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. You understand? So the reason we have the Mercedes Benz is because I want to make sure my car is more expensive than yours. You see, I didn't need the Mercedes, but everything we buy is based on status. I want to outdo other black people, and I want to feel better about my reality. There was a report that was put out about a year or two ago on black spending habits. And they said black people are unlike any other consumer in America. With other consumers, they buy based on what they need. Black people do not buy based on what they need. You can already have a pair of Jordans. You're going to go get another pair. You see that? Yep. If your Timberlands get one scratch, you're going to get another pair of Timberlands. Yep. What's wrong with that scratch on your Timberlands? Yeah. You feel that it lessens your value. See, slavery took our self-worth. So now we are vicariously replacing it, ironically, with white man-made materials.
Carla, we got you.
Black women spent $9 billion on European hair care products, perms and weaves and stuff, right? Black men spent $4 billion on liquor and alcohol, $2 billion on Air Jordans, $1 billion on fast food. Look at this. This is not the rappers. This is us, regular black folks. So if we are irresponsible with our money as adults, why would our children be any more responsible with their money as youth? The apple don't fall far from the tree.
I'm going to tell you something about this, what this man has said when it comes to like us being responsible in front of our children. So I've got a son, right? And my son used to just take it for granted every time. Mom, can you buy me this? Mom, can we have takeaway? Can you do this? Can you buy me some game points? Whatever. And for a little while, I used to entertain him. And every time he said he wanted like a KFC, I was guilty of having KFC myself too. So I'm not going to say it's just him. But every time he said he wanted KFC, he would just go online and he would just order, and he doesn't see that it's coming out of my account. And I was like, I remember one time for a whole week, every day this boy wanted KFC. So he would just go online, order a takeaway and pay for it, and it would just come out of my account and it would be none the wiser. So I said to him, Robert, you are spending too much money on takeaway, and the money that you're spending is my money, and we've got more than enough food in the fridge, and so I know it's convenient and I know it's quick and whatever, but it is actually a lot of money and we need to start doing better than this, right? So I said, okay. But yet he continued to ask for KFC, hot wings and whatever. Sometimes it's easier to spend money when it is not your money. And it's easier to just blow it away when you did not work for it. So what I did was, I thought, okay, so I'm going to have to teach this boy the value of money. So what I did was, I put some money on his card. He's got a card called Go Henry, and it's like a kid's debit card. So what I would do is I would give him little chores to do, and then whenever he does his chores, or if he does his homework, or if he does well in school or whatever, I would put some money on his bank account. And after a while, all that money added up, right? And he'd get birthday monies, things like that. So he would have some money on his card. So I said to him, if you feel like you want takeaway, you can have it, but you're going to have to use your money to pay for it. Tell me how this guy looked at what he had in his account, saw the balance. He ordered KFC one day. He saw that it went down. He ordered KFC another day. He saw that it went down. So on the third day, I was like, so you're not going to have KFC today? He's like, no, because every time I look, my money is going down. I said, well, that is a lesson I wanted you to learn. I want you to understand that while you're ordering KFC all the time, it's going away from my bank account. And it's not like I can't afford to buy the KFC. That's not the point. The point is we have to be more sensible as people, especially in this time when things are getting so difficult. And I want him to understand the value of money. We can't just do things just because they're easy and convenient. And sometimes it's things that are unhealthy for us. It's things that we actually don't even need. And I'm not even going to get into people who buy things using Klarna or ClearPay or whatever those kind of cards where, and I used to be guilty of that too, where I would purchase things online using a card where you can pay for things in installments. And although you have the money to pay for it as a one-off, it's better to look at when you're paying for it in small amounts, but you don't understand that the bill at the end comes to the same thing. And what those kind of cards do, those kind of card companies do, is they allow you to purchase things and pay like in 4 installments or whatever. But while you're doing that, because it doesn't look like it's much at the time, you keep ordering more and more things that you don't actually need, things that you just see and you can gain access to, and it's easy because you're not looking at the lump sum of money you can pay for it in small amounts. So you end up with a massive bill, whereas if you had saved and just purchased that one item, you would end up spending less than the amount that is at your fingertips just because you're paying for it in smaller portions. So you're creating bigger debts for yourselves just because you are paying for it, over time instead of as a one. But anyway, that's a different story for a different video. But my point is, as Black people, we have a terrible relationship with money. A lot of us, some of us. But we need to get it together from 2025 onwards. And it is so true in one of these videos that I've watched where people who got money, they don't spend crazy the way we do. Look at Jay-Z. Every time you see Jay-Z is in some black jogging bottoms and a white t-shirt that looks like he's had it for 1,000 years. Look how much money Jay-Z's got. But for us, every time we're going on vacation or every time we're going out for a meal or whatever, we need a new pair of trainers, we need a new hairdo, we need new clothes, we need new this, we need new that. And most of the times, it's things that are way outside of our budget and we can do without. Because I'm sure if we look around, we've got more than enough clothes to wear. We've got more than enough shoes that we can wear. I have decided that I am going to go on holiday this year, right? And I have got so much clothes in my closet. I've got clothes in my closet that I've not worn. I just bought them when they were in the sale. And I was supposed to go on a holiday and I didn't go. So I've got all that clothes and I'm saying to myself, it doesn't matter what comes into fashion. I am just going to wear what I have. I'm not buying anything this year. I've seen people doing like no spend 2025. Or no buy 2025 on TikTok. And I feel like I'm going to become a part of that gang. It doesn't mean that you're not going to spend anything at all. It's just saying that you're going to curb your spending and only spend on things that are absolutely necessary, because we need to form a more healthy relationship with money as Black people. And that is what I'm promoting today.